Ah, they outed me.
I made two tactical mistakes this race, one of which affected our points, and
All right,
the
Simon, go,
other
go, go.
my position at the end of the
All right,
race.
you front two work
So
with each other. Migueli's coming through you.
let's talk about it.
Yep, I'm
What do
here.
you guys want to do?
Do you want me to go off hard?
I want Miguel to attack.
I'll go. 500 watts for the first minute.
We'll just let Miguel go. They'll probably let you go too.
You have to push a little bit out of the gate here, though.
Welcome back to another ladder race with commentary. That was Craig, the voice of our DS extraordinaire.
Miguel.
And so we are looking to expose the tactics of the other team, the Coalition team, see whether or not they're going to pursue or if they're just going to let me run. And if they let me run, and that means they know and we know that they know that my points would not count for full points. They'll be halved because I
Letting him
am
go.
a sapphire, and so our point spread is too far
I don't know if they're
for
letting
this
him
race.
go.
Oh. 3-8. No, they're going now. 3-8, 4-1. Everyone enjoy the ride.
Not going to really help, though.
And Craig was right. Didn't really help, especially since they weren't pursuing. They might have pushed a little bit hard, but they did not push to the point where they were going to try and bridge up to me, which again is an obvious indicator that they knew that my points wouldn't count, so, or at least not count enough to make a difference unless I cross a line at a really high position.
All right, so guys, listen, get up near the front of the group here. And we're going to do a countdown. We're going to do an attack here. Riz, you're going to do your first arrow helmet. Then when that one blows through, Simon's next. And you guys use your draft to hang on, okay?
Yeah. You want me to go to the front and launch, or you want me to go from the back?
Well, if you come from the back, you guys in the front have to latch on pretty quick. So yeah, you can start in the back, Riz, in like 3, 2, 1, go. Yep. You guys start powering up. Everybody start powering up. Riz is coming to the front. Use your draft if you got it and hang on. Let's go, guys. Come on. Go, Simon. Push up. Go. Simon, Preston, you just hang on with the back of the group here. You two.
Here I come, Miguel.
Same with you, Tommy.
Go.
Simon, hang on with those two guys. Yep. Hang on with those two guys. Let's go. Keep pushing through, Simon. I need to get to the front of these two guys. Come, Riz. Good. Get his wheel. Come on, Miguel. Get his wheel.
Nope, they caught on. And we dropped 2 of our guys. So slow down.
And so as you see, as we all latch back on, or as we all, the front group kind of comes together. They've got 4 guys in the front now, and we have 3, which tactically really set us back. And so, this game of sprinting, try and create a separation, bridge up to me, that kind of, those kind of tactics. This is where, when I mentioned in the beginning and made, tactical errors, this was, probably the bigger of the tactical mistakes that I made. Essentially trying to, set that power out there and push these guys. But ultimately, as you heard Riz say, we dropped a couple of our guys, which is never a good idea, especially on a 5-on-5 race, because now the 3 of us up front have to, really play our tactics well, try to, ultimately try to, get them to drop at least one of their guys in order to, really adjust or really, kind of see how the points are going to play out. But still, points wise, they're going to be ahead of us unless, 2 or 3 of their guys drop. And so this is kind of the, the challenge with having such a large point spread. And again, I mentioned that both of these tactical errors were within my control because I ended up racing on Sunday. I knew I was close to Sapphire. Well, I thought I was further away from Sapphire than I actually was. I thought I was 70 points away. It turns out I was not 70 points away. I was only a few points away. And as you can see, they outed me. And so, once they put that in the chat, that was confirmation that they knew my points were going to be halved. And so while I would play a factor into the race, them having 4 guys up front meant that they had the points advantage. And so no matter what we did, they just really needed to stay together. They needed to keep their guys together and ultimately keep us from getting our guys together. And so at this point, we're trying to slow them down by, pushing off the front and then easing a little bit. We're still doing 40-something kilometers an hour. And so, as we hit this ramp, we start to slow down a little bit, back down to, 42, 43 kilometers an hour. And so that's kind of what we were playing at, is trying to, in a way, drag them down a bit to give our guys, because they're only, 15-ish seconds back, which is, it can be hard to bridge that. That's a big gap. But it's doable. If we can slow down enough, it's doable. You'll see one of our guys does ultimately start to close in a little bit. But the Coalition team, rightfully so, I guess, noticed that and started picking up the pace further down the road here. And so jumping way forward here to the last 1.5 kilometers, we basically just, played the game of cat and mouse. We push forward, they push forward, which really they didn't need to push too hard. We did try a couple attempts to separate ourselves from them, again, because my points are halved. Positioning would be key for me, where I cross the line at. And so my goal here was to launch from 700-800 meters and really set myself up so that way I can basically act as the lead out train for our guys. Obviously you guys saw earlier, Riz can definitely bridge that gap. Same thing with Simon. And so if we can, if I can jump ahead, they, Riz and Simon pull forward, then we can position ourselves for those top podium spots, or at a minimum, get enough of a gap to where they're going to have to work harder to bring themselves up for podium positions. And so now these are really strong guys. Like I will definitely, show that, or say that, these guys were evenly matched with us. They really, really made it hard for us to try and, separate them and break them apart, which obviously did not happen. And so here I go, pushing off the front, 700-800 watts, getting into gear 22.
Come on, Riz, get on the back of that.
I was in gear 24 for a second, but it became too hard to spin, so I had to bring my gears down a bit. And this is where I make the next tactical mistake. I stop pedaling.
With each other, Migueli's coming through you.
In the middle of a sprint, I stopped pedaling. And so as you see, Riz passed me, their guys passed me, and I did not
Nice work, Simon. Go,
have enough momentum and time to, or really power to
catch that one in front,
bridge that gap and kind of stay with Riz. And he really flew past me, And so as you see, that ultimately resulted in me getting 5th place, their team getting 2, 3, and 4, Riz crossing the line in 1st place,
Ouch.
And so, it definitely, didn't go out as planned. Probably could have waited a little bit longer, especially since, that sprint segment is already super long. But my goal was to, try and do a lead out for our guys and, really allow them to, to separate ourselves from the coalition team, and then allowing them to pull for podium positions, even if I got passed.
Oh my gosh.
But
Ugh.
it is what it is. This is how ladder racing goes. Things don't go as planned. And like Mike Tyson says, everybody's got a plan till you get punched in the face. And today we got punched in the face by a team that was, not only tactically smart,
Good job,
but also evenly as strong
That was tough.
as their tactics.
Gonna
So
shake you guys.
it was great. And so as you see the results here, Riz in first place, Akers in second, and Lewis in third. And just really, really strong guys. You can see their numbers on the right-hand side. Lots of orange and dark yellow. Even though there's green scattered through there, they still proved that they were strong enough for this race. And so it was a fantastic race. Great team to race against. And chapeau to them, because they really, really put us to task. All right, hopefully you enjoyed that with commentary version of this ladder race. And while there are some lessons to learn, it was definitely a great race, as I mentioned a dozen times previously. And so let me know what you think. If you'd like hearing Craig's voice in your ear as much as we like hearing Craig's voice in our ears, or if you want just a basic overview of the race. So appreciate you guys, and I will catch you on the next race.
Hey guys, it's Miguel from that thing you just watched. Hope you enjoyed that video, whether it was a topic on nutrition or racing or a combination of both. Feel free to come back. I will continue to put out videos like this and continue to showcase what you can do with smart nutritional strategies, combining that with racing, because that is what this channel is all about. And feel free to check in if you want to see more racing. Click on wherever the link's at, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next race.